Hey everybody, Chris here from Finland Mennonite, and it's time for another Midweek Musing. This time where we slow down, remind ourselves from one truth from the previous week's sermon and the scriptures that we were in. And this last week we heard from Rich Longacre, and he was sharing about what it looks like for him to follow Jesus where he plays. Right, and one of the things that we heard was this idea that God will prepare the way for us. He'll also prepare us for the way, and he calls us to walk in it. And as I was thinking about this idea of God preparing the way, but also preparing us for the way, it had me thinking, had me musing about gardening, which is why I'm out here at my garden. Maybe you garden, and so you would know what goes into even just getting a garden ready for the season. And so we see our garden behind us here, and we got some herbs, we got some beans growing, and the far back, as you can see, our blueberry bushes, right? They're ready to go. And if we did nothing more for the rest of the summer, we'd probably get something that grew. But if we wanted the best kind of garden, if we wanted the best kind of fruit to show up, then we wouldn't just sit back and think our work's done. No, simply because someone prepared it for us. No, we would continue to take care of it. We would continue to walk in it, if you will. See, because what happens, you can see all around, or you might not be able to see, but I can see, is even around these front items here, we got all kinds of weeds that already popped up. See, so we've got to be out. We've got to be present. We've got to be in these places. But then we have a work to do, right? To keep the garden to be able to be as fruitful as it can means we got to tend to it. We've got to be there to take care of the weeds. If it doesn't rain long enough or often enough, then we need to water our gardens to make sure it gets the right amount of water, right? There's things we can do to help our garden be the best that it can be. And I think that should remind us of this call that Rich was sharing. This idea that, yeah, God prepared the way, the garden's ready, the seed's planted, right? But he's also preparing us for the way. We have to join him in that work, right? We get to join him in that work, particularly in the places, as we heard, where we play. So what does it look like for you to follow Jesus where you play? Are you doing the tending work? Are you active enough? Are you there? Are we getting our hands dirty in the places we play in such a way that's pointing people to Jesus, that's showing them who Jesus is? Because as we do that, then just like this garden will do better because we're getting rid of the weeds and we're tending to it, so we can be sure that as we live out the ways of Jesus, as we reflect Jesus to those where we play, that they too will begin to have this kind of fruitful flourishing that will happen. And guess what? As we also heard from Rich, so will we, right? We'll benefit from it as well. We'll have that joy that he was talking about. We'll experience that peace that he was talking about, the fruits of the Spirit that he was telling us about, right? That's how we tend to those things in the places where we play. And so I encourage you, finish this week out wherever you play and reflect Jesus. And then in that way, let people experience the fruit of Jesus, and you too will experience the fruit of Jesus. Have a blessed rest of your week.